Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging back into a case that absolutely gripped the nation, and honestly it still does for many people. We're talking about the recent parole denials for Lyle and Erik Menendez. It's a story just packed with surprising legal twists that, well, really bring its complexities back into focus, our mission today. To unpack these latest developments and sort of explore what they tell us about justice, time, and, the whole idea of rehabilitation.
Yeah, it's a really pivotal moment in this whole long saga. Lyle Menendez, he's 57 now, was just denied parole, and that decision came literally one day after his brother Erik faced the exact same outcome. We're talking 36 years after the crime. It just forces you to confront these profound questions about what justice even looks like now and how the system actually measures rehabilitation over, well, such a long time.
Absolutely. And to really get the weight of these denials, let's just quickly retrace how we got here. It was back in 1989, remember. The Menendez brothers just shocked everyone, brutally killing their wealthy parents. Beverly Hills mansion, the whole thing. Their trial became this huge media frenzy. Dramatic courtroom stuff, sensational headlines, you couldn't escape it, and then by 96 they were convicted. Sentenced to life in prison, no possibility of parole. That really seemed like the end of the line, legally speaking.
It did. And for years, that life without parole, that was considered the absolute final word. But what really changed their path fundamentally was a significant legal shift in California. It wasn't about their guilt, mind you. It was a change in sentencing guidelines that, well, offered this kind of glimmer of hope. Their sentences got adjusted later on to 50 years to life. That was the crucial change. It meant for the very first time after decades inside, they actually became eligible to even ask for parole. It completely transformed their future from, certain lifelong incarceration to maybe, just maybe, a conditional possibility of freedom someday.
And that possibility was definitely put to the test with this recent parole board decision for Lyle. The sources we looked at show he had, in a lot of ways, been a model inmate. Got a bachelor's degree, certified paralegal, worked with other inmates. But, and this is key, the board expressed really deep concern about repeated rule violations, things that cast a shadow over that otherwise good conduct. So what exactly did the board focus on? What outweighed those rehabilitation efforts in their eyes?
You hit it right there. While they acknowledged the education, the work he'd done, the parole board seemed to focus heavily on those repeated rule violations, specifically having an illegal cell phone behind bars. And it wasn't just once, apparently. The records showed multiple times. So in their view, these violations showed a continued disregard for authority for the rules of the institution, which led them to conclude he still poses an unreasonable public safety risk. It suggests that even after all this time, and despite clear self-improvement, the system's assessment can really hinge on current behavior that signals, well, a lack of full compliance.
Okay, so what does this mean for him right now, like his immediate future? How soon could he even get another chance at parole?
Well, for now, freedom's definitely off the table. Lyle can't reapply for another 3 years, full stop. There is a slim chance for an administrative review in about a year, but that's more about procedural fairness, not the whole case, a full hearing. Maybe 18 months after that, but only under very specific circumstances, like a major change in his health or some big legal development. It's a long road ahead.
And the reactions to this have been really strong, haven't they? We've seen reports of outrage from family members. I think Erik's wife called the whole process unfair, arguing they've served enough time, they've reformed. It really shows those deep emotional divides that cases like this just keep generating.
Exactly. And from a purely legal standpoint, it raises this really interesting, complex question about fairness, too. Legal experts who know the case have pointed out, look, if one brother got released while the other stayed locked up, that would create huge legal and ethical questions about justice, about equity in the system. Their crimes, their sentences, they're just so linked. Many people feel their outcomes, at least for parole, almost have to align. Otherwise, it just complicates the public perception of justice even more. It really highlights how connected their cases still are after all this time.
So bottom line for now, Lyle Menendez stays behind bars. Freedom is out of reach for both brothers. This deep dive really just underscores again the incredible complexity here, the surprising legal turns, and the public's interest just doesn't seem to fade.
It doesn't. And it leaves us and leaves you listening with this kind of haunting question to think about. After 36 years, you see evidence of rehabilitation, but also these ongoing rule issues. How do we as society, through our legal system, actually measure redemption? What does it really take? Is there a point where the time served truly balances the scales? Something to ponder.